Hello again. Train orientated one today, down the Seawall. A couple of specials, but first of all, before we do anything else, I always say, when I know news about something, I'll let you know as soon as I hear it. Well, John and Julia of John and Julia, sent me a screen grab of some information last night. I found a sourced a slightly better one to put up on the screen. Here we go. There we are, Marine. Not the Marine Tavern, just the Marine. Opening in July. Here's what they say about it. There we are, and at the top of that bit of text is the name of the Facebook page, The Marine, that you can follow and stay updated. Brilliant. So there we go, there's the information. I've passed it on. Smashing. Right, I get myself down to the Seawall for those two specials. Hopefully I won't miss the first one. There's not a lot of time to wait. It's due through very, very soon. We're talking about train timings. Quite a funny one. We've got a nice one actually the other day. Someone got in touch with me and they said they were watching one of my old videos. Let me show you the clip they were watching. Moment. Remember the days before the internet, before you used to use an app, or before you had real-time trains and you're allowed to rely on people? What could be better than a handwritten note that shows you when it's due? Here you go. Of course, only problem with that, I found it on Facebook. I had to use the computer to get to it. Never mind, I thought it'd be a bit funny anyway. Haven't seen a handwritten note about trains for a long time. Right, I said it was nice to have a handwritten note about the trains. You don't see many of them. So he sent me one for today's. Here we are. That's lovely. That's what I'm going to try and do today. That's why I'm out a little bit earlier. In fact, I'm so early out that the park run is still kind of in place. See? Don't normally see this. Anyway, thanks for that, Henry, for sending me that. Very nice to see another handwritten note. And Henry's channel's up the top there. Cheers, mate. Smashing. Yes, I think I've made it. As I was leaving the house, rushing out the door, I think it was at Bat Star Cross, and onto the Seawall. Lovely. And what we've got today is a Class 37 and a Class 47. One coming through in a moment, and one coming through a little bit later, an hour's time. That'll give me time to wander the wall, film my trains, feed Rufus, before seeing the last train, and then heading back to get Mum her cake. This is Farmer's Market Day. Normally I'd have got it first, but as I'm going to be finished earlier, I'll chance my arm and think it'll be okay. Probably will be. Another day where the heat has broken now. It's still warm. It's still going to be like 24, 25, 26 later on. But the really high temperatures of nearly 30 or over 30 should be returning now. But I have been able to keep the lounge cool for Mum, so she's managed okay. Even my son turned up yesterday and popped in to see her, and he said that when he comes in the winter it's so hot that it's like, it feels like coming round and dressing the children for the beach, because it's just so hot in the house because of Mum. But he came round, he came in the lounge, he said, "Oh, it's actually quite cool in here. Actually quite cool." So I got his approval. Whee! And to get the approval from my son is an achievement in itself. I'm sure you know what I mean with that. But he approved. Lovely. Want to go slow? Oh, it's the Poppy train. Hello, Poppy train. Nice to see you. Good to see you, nice. Good to see the Poppy train. Pleased to see Joy still remains on the beach here. Lovely. Stroll across country on a slight go slow. Not too bad though. Not like the other one. Did get a little bit of a toot then, just before I started filming. Hello. Oh, look at that. Two 37s. Painted up lovely as well. Lovely. Right, just pop in, drop Rufus's breakfast, get out of the way, save me carrying it along. Here we are, Rufus land. Excellent. Oh, there's a little birdie. Oh, it's Rufus. Hello, mate. There he is. Blimey. We've actually caught a Rufus. There he is.
It comes from years of like being in timber.
Right, cut that slightly shorter because a group of people turned up to pay a visit to the Mother's Memorial there, which is fine, of course. So, all good. But lovely to see a Rufus. Lovely. Proofs are still there. Maybe they just hang around a bit earlier on than I'm normally down here, like today. Excellent. Carry on down along the wall, of course. Get the walk in. Can already see Derrisley and Barry stood there up ahead. So I'll stop and chat with them for a bit. That was a happy train. Now Barry has placed robin stickers all along the wall in different places, so we're going to start seeing how long they last for. He's showing me where they all are as we walk along together. Lovely. That's the first one there by the gantry. If you want to go on a robin hunt, there's our next robin. Look at that. There we go. That's on the stop, look, listen, beware of trains, which is just here by the crossing. So a robin will now keep an eye on the crossing. Lovely. Sticker number 2 on this part of the wall. Another train. Mustn't forget to film these. As engrossed in my conversation with Barry as I am. And Derrisley is travelling back today. He's gone off now to get ready and get his cases. So I wish him a safe journey back and look forward to seeing him again in August. Lovely. There we go, around the corner. Smash in. New livery. Smash in. We're just talking about the plane. It's actually in shot at the moment, believe it or not. Probably can't see it. I can barely make it out myself. It's grown over so much, but never mind. There's another robin from Barry, and that is on the blib blips, which don't blib blip anymore, because that's where it should be, up there, stuck on that bit, you see. That would make it level with that, and that would put the beam through, but they haven't leveled it up. Anyway, another robin on the robin trail. Barry's robins. Hello, other train. And around the corner. Smashing. As we approach the end here, we look for the fork. And there he is. Our favourite fork. And again, to help you find him, because it is, you would have to look over the wall to see it. It's just here by the little bit that expands out onto the tracks. And of course over there is indeed the one, the only, saltiest of all dogs. Smash in. And as usual, to hit all my points, the distance is done. There we go. Barry said he was down by the pillbox next to the tunnel. Didn't climb up there, but he's looking for underneath, so he's starting to slip down now. Starting to become unstable. We'll have to have a look at that at a later date when I've got a bit more time. I didn't notice that, look. Another one on the robin trail. Thanks, Barry. Smashing. Look at that. Railway Touring Company, 37. It's the buffet section. It's lovely. Oh no, there's the buffet. It says it on it. Into City. Smashing. Now one of my subscribers is on one of these trains. And he said to look out for him, jokingly, but of course I can't tell you where he was or if he saw me, but all good. Little crossover there. Barry just saying to me that the Class 37s there used to do the China clay. Interesting to know. Certainly going nice and slowly as it makes its way under the gantry, where we now know there's a robin sticker. St Michael's Church there in the distance. Lovely. There we go. Our little slippage site, still glorious in its bareness. Never mind though, never mind. You thought I'd forgotten it, didn't you? Well, you were wrong. Our little water trickle, part of the walk. Playing hide and seek in the tunnel. A load of people running past me now. Whee! That's the sign now. Look at that. There is another Rufus in the palm tree. Smashing. Happy train. Lovely. I was thinking to myself, what if that would be a happy one? Must get the camera started. And I did. And it was. Excellent. Let's listen for a toot. Yes, nice long one. All together. Happy train. And there we go. That was the 2 diesel specials on the Seawall. Lovely. And hope you enjoyed at least half of the trail that Barry's put together with the robin stickers. That was obviously from the spray point up to the Salty Dog. Something for you to look out for. And he's going to be putting more along this area here, from spray point down to where we are now. But I'm not going to film those. I'll let you find them if you want to, that is. Lovely. Now it's time to make my way into town, still with Barry, and going to get Mum a cake. Nice busy bean. Look at that for some bean activity. Isn't that smashing? Oh, hello. He tried his luck. The seagulls don't order. They just help themselves. Naughty seagulls. There we are, there goes Barry, who's put the robin stickers, heading back into his place at the Thornhill. Like I say, a lot of you stay at the Thornhill, and Barry is one of them. Lovely. Here we are down into town now, to the Triangle. Hopefully there's a little bit of her favourite cake left, but if not, I'll get her a different one. So there's no market today for some reason, but it looks like it's all further up the other end. There he is, rather than in this bit here. That's nice, makes a change, doesn't it? Lovely. Let's see if we can locate the cake stall. Shillingford Organics. There we are, look at that. Problem solved. Smashing.
How are you?
All of it.
Makes the choice much easier.
Cake acquired. Shot of it no doubt appearing on the screen now. There we are. And a bit more on the market. With some plants here by the fountain. Lovely. Also the more crafty market, craft-wise, up there by the Courtney, which is also our neurodivergence hub for Teignmouth. Gluten-free, local honey and jams, shoot fruit, smashing. There we go. It's our little Teignmouth farmers market for the day. And that cake was sponsored today by David. Thank you very much, David. Mum will enjoy that. Much appreciated. Thank you so much for getting her a cake. Lovely. Pleased to report that Barry tried lilies in there the other day. He said it was very nice indeed. Excellent. And I say I will try it once the weather cools down a little bit more. One final thing before I go, I'm going to pop into Lidl's, get myself one loaf of bread, and that's it, simple as. Because bread is all I need, and it will save me from having to come out again later. Here we go, Lidl's, with their new checkout area, which is a bit of a nightmare, in fairness, bit of a nightmare. Bread achieved, excellent. Right, well, no huge long sign off today as I'm holding the bread against my chest and I've got a cake hanging on my arm. Hope you enjoyed that. Polly steps tomorrow. Take care. Bye.